What up, YouTube world? It's Coffee. Tapping back in with another one, man. Y'all know what it is over here on J Coffee Talk. We're bringing y'all some hip-hop news, some viral videos to react to and whatnot, and some other news as well, you know what I'm saying? So tap in, hit them buttons, join the discussion in the comments, man. But as I'm giving y'all this rundown on the intro here, you see a couple viral videos playing, man. The first one, very comical, had me laughing my plucking ass off. You see a dude like, yo, when you gotta hide from the police, he just hopped in the garbage bag and jumped on the curb. Like, real talk, guys, that was super slick, right? Like, dead ass, he really looked like a bag of garbage next to the other garbage. Like, that is just genius. Like, do you guys think this could really work in real life? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got a warrant, you gotta move around outside, just keep the garbage bag on deck, right? What do y'all think, man? Could it really work? Comment and let me know, as well as what's the wildest ish anyone's ever done hiding from the Jake? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the craziest, most bugged out, like, just whatever that you had to do to hide from 5-0? In the other one, man, you see, this was absolutely, like, scary. Real talk. I don't do heights. I've shared that on the channel before. I'm not a roller coaster guy. None of that. You know, I'm never gonna jump out of a plane or anything like that for fun. You feel me? I don't get that. Like, oh, this is fun. This is no, like, ish like that. I'm just like traumatized, fearing for my life the whole time. I don't find it fun one bit. But this dude was like, I don't know if he was skydiving, parasailing, whatever the fuck he was doing. The only thing between him and a deadly fall was the parachute, and it got twisted up, all flucked up. You see him just free falling, right? But you know, through him keeping his calm and, you know, instead of just panicking, like if he just would have panicked, that would have been his ass, right? But he was able to get it together, strategize, start to kind of untwist it. And then I guess he had a secondary chute that he was able to, you know, jump off or whatever. And at the end of the day, you see he made it. But that was a rough landing still. Like, thank God that man didn't die. That was bugged out, man. Comment if you guys have ever skydived or anything like that before. Let me know. But check it out, man. Moving along. How about this? Beyonce has removed an interpolation off her album, which I always thought an interpolation was like similar to a sample, but it was more like sampling rhythmically or something to that effect. I don't know, but apparently the definition being used here is it's interpolation which alters a sample of a track rather than repeating it wholesale. But anyways, there was something on Beyonce's new album Renaissance that just dropped on the 29th, right? And it sampled from Kelis Milkshake, right? I guess it all boils down to la 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 la. Y'all know that. Like, I ain't about to sit here and sing Kelis, right? Pause. But what's wild about this is fans actually noticed this. This is what I always point out that's very interesting. The fans, you know what I mean? Like, as I was talking about in other videos, like the stans, the Eminem fans always notice, like they've revealed release dates and albums that are coming before it's even been formally announced, because of little Easter eggs and tweets and ish and artwork and things like that. Like the Music to Be Murdered by Side B. Y'all remember that ish was wild. And then Crooked Eye confirmed it to the people. Like, the fans be on point, tapping into the art and the work that the artists that they fuck with put out. And a Kelis fan, I guess, noticed this and said, yo, like, you can barely hear it, but Beyonce is sampling off Kelis in this one. And Kelis ended up doing an Instagram live, and she flat out called this theft. And on top of that, I didn't even know about this. I always thought her and the Neptunes were like this, like super tight, as I believe she used to fuck with Pharell. She used to be married to Nas, you know what I mean? But apparently she says that they swindled her out of, like, her music, like, on some slick-ish, you know. It's wild too. We're talking about in the news a lot recently, Mace robbing Fabio Foreign, and Mace, accusing Diddy of robbing him, etc. Well, Kelis is saying she doesn't own her music, due to some slick ish that the Neptunes did to her. She's not on there as a writer, anything. You know what I mean? Like, they just straight played her according to her. Star Trek Records was on some funny style ish. That's like sad to hear. I mean, we know it's the music industry ish, like this happens all the time, but I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that they had a real good relationship. Apparently not. But with all this being put out there, apparently Beyonce has removed this from the album, which is like wild, but in this current state of music where physical CDs ain't really about ish no more, it's more about the streaming, I guess that's a lot easier to do. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when it was all about physical sales, I mean, to go and try to get all the music off the shelves, or, a lot of copies probably are already sold. There's really nothing you can do about it. But in this current climate of music, it's much easier. But, man, I haven't been seeing the beyhive go in on Twitter or nothing about this much. I'm sure they'll be going at it with the Kelis fans. Like, the beyhive, the Beyonce fans, and the Barbs, the Nicki fans, like, yo, they be wilding. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, this is kind of crazy. Beyonce, I haven't heard her formally address it, respond to it, but she just went ahead and pulled it off the album. This is not a good look for her, too, dropping this Renaissance album, as this is the first project she put out since way back in 2016, 6 years ago, when she dropped the Lemonade Jump Off. You know what I mean? I guess this Renaissance album is inspired by how she was feeling during the whole health crisis and all that. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. Kelis was going in on that IG live, man. Like, Kelis was always like a real different artist to me. Like, she had some bugged out music videos, definitely very talented, but I don't know. Her and Beyonce is beefing, I guess. Can y'all believe that? It seems like women in the music industry really beef a lot, almost more than the men. What do y'all think? Comment. Moving along, how about this, guys, with all the Roe versus Wade-ish and everything like that? There was some reports that emerged recently where, word was there was legislation in the works being passed, or possibly may have already been passed, maybe. Comment and let me know if y'all are up on game, y'all been following this, but where unborn babies, like, women were going to be able to push for child support before the baby was even born. And I don't know, like, what do you guys think about that? To me, that's wild to prove, like, as far as, like, who, you know what I mean? Like, the baby ain't even here yet as far as for testing and everything. I don't know. Y'all can let me know what you guys make of this. But there's reports now that Georgia is going to allow people to claim unborn children as dependents on taxes. And, to me, this kind of plays into that whole legislation that we were just speaking of. And to this, I say the same thing. Like, how are they going to audit this? Like, this is just going to be so much to keep up on. I don't know, like, to debate whether the woman was really pregnant or not, or what if a woman was, and then unfortunately, I don't even like to say it, but like miscarried, and, then they got to put in all these papers to prove it. Like, it just seems like it'll be a mess for the IRS to keep track of, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Could it be a situation that could be manipulated easy? But apparently at this point, only Georgia is talking about this. Maybe I'm looking at the whole ish wrong. Let me know what you guys think. And speaking of taxes, debts, and things to that effect, how about Amber Heard, right? The whole world, the whole internet was keeping up on that whole defamation trial with Johnny Depp. And, in the end, with the judgments coming out, I believe, wasn't it Johnny Depp is on old 8Ms, I believe, right? Well, since then, Amber Heard, that hasn't just been end of story. She, was like, hey, I'm appealing this. Her and her legal team was talking about, there was some funny business with one of the jurors. I don't even understand it. Don't really make sense to me as far as with the appeal. Well, they were pushing for the appeal, but they were also asking for the judgment to be put aside or pretty much dismissed, saying that there was funny business with the jurors, where one of the jurors wasn't really who was called. Like, but then they're saying, well, we're not saying it was exactly fraud, but it was just funny style. But it's like, if you're saying the juror wasn't the juror, that would be fraud, right? Like, what are y'all saying? Like, Johnny Depp pulled some ish, or him or his legal team, and snuck a juror in there on some identity theft type ish or something? I don't understand it, but the judge wasn't having none of it. He said, nah, this is some fluckery. That ain't grounds to dismiss the judgment. You still got to pay that. And then as far as the appeal went, basically to even hear the appeal, the judge said, okay, you got to put up a bond, right? Like a deposit, more or less, that was almost the amount of the judgment. And, you know, she couldn't produce that. So I guess the appeal's on hold. Well, now she's got another trick up her sleeve, and it's something we've seen a lot of individuals do before. We've seen 50 Cent do it. We've seen, I believe, didn't The Game do it too? I don't know. A lot of motherfuckers did it, and y'all are already probably knowing what it is before I say it. It's the old bankruptcy claim. And I mean, listen, I would bet if I was a gambling man, which I kind of am, right? But if I had to gamble on this, I would say this is 100%. And I'm sure you guys all agree with me, to avoid paying this judgment. Will it work? I don't know. You know, I'll update you guys on this. But there you have it. You know, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation ain't over just yet. All right, now to get to some of this other news I was talking about, man, we got an update regarding Spider Low, Compton Menace, that whole situation. Comment and let me know what you guys think about that. You know what I mean? At the whole Nina Boy Bosco fight, which was the worst fight ever, as I've been, you know, conveying to everyone via my commentary since that fight went down. Just in general with the celebrity boxing and all that, like, it's kind of whack most of the time, right? Like, more or less, I mean, you throw individuals in there that really don't have a background in boxing, and after watching Nina Boy and Bosco, it's pretty safe to say they didn't really do much to prepare for the fight either. So it was just bad. It was bad. We've been over this. I don't think I really need to say much more about it. But at the end, Compton Menace called out Spider Loke. Spider Loke has since, you know, responded numerous times saying he ain't for the play fighting. And there's another individual who stepped in and said he wants to take that fade with Compton Menace. I haven't really been staying up on it like that to know if that fight's going to go down or not. I don't know. That's another thing with a lot of these celebrity boxing jump-offs. Like, a lot of times they don't happen. Like the whole no jumper joint. Once Milk 7-4 was off the card, it was like, it never happened, right? Or did it finally happen? I don't know. It's like they can't get a lot of these events together. And then also, like we saw with Nina Boy and Bosco, like, bad business. Like, Nina Boy didn't even get paid, man. They gave him like a couple $100. It was despicable business the way they did that. Like, it was a straight joke. But people, this message that Spider Loke posted up, it says message, and Compton Menace is tagged. It says, stop. Now, this is someone else's tweet, but it was like SPI just snatched this up and tagged Compton Menace. Like, he was like, okay, I'm feeling this. You know, like, this message that someone else put out pertains to his situation with Menace, where it said, stop trying to start new beef with me. If I ain't beef with you in 06 to 2017, it's no real beef now. I see motherfuckers really be trying to beef with anyone who in the spotlight, even if they never crossed paths with them before. Hashtag, now that's weird. So, interested to hear everyone's take on this situation. Again, you know, Spider Loke has consistently just been saying, yo, I have no parts in this. Like, leave me out of it. You know what I mean? You know, Spider Loke's got a dope platform over there. Like, a lot of very captivating content has been coming from his podcast lately. And, you know, he's on some whole other vibe. So, you know, tap in with your commentary regarding that. But something else I wanted to tap in on regarding this that just kind of comes to mind. Since all this jumped off, you know, a whole nother situation came from this, where Spider Loke and Nina Boy, you know, who we know have a history and actually know each other personally, had kind of got in a situation going at it back and forth, via their different YouTube platforms. Hopefully it's died down. I don't know if it did for show. For those who've been following it more closely, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think about it. But something that I saw a lot of Milk 7-4 fans saying, as Milk had been reacting to the back and forth between Spider Loc and Nina Boy. He was, if you see a couple of his different reactions, he's basically been saying this has been a bad look for Nina Boy, and Milk's been like, yo, I tried to tell y'all about Nina Boy, he's in his feelings, etc. Milk has been just putting it out there that he believes Nina Boy took major L's with this situation, and the way he's been reacting since then. Comment and let me know if y'all agree with Milk, you disagree. Tap in, I want to know in the comments, as well as all these other topics we touched on in this video. But some of the Milk fans have been saying, yo, Nina Boy is the latest in the Milk curse, basically saying everyone that Milk gets into it with in the blogosphere, they're cursed. They end up going out bad. And, I'm not going to sit here and name the different individuals that Milk's gone at it with. But what do y'all think? Is the Milk curse real? Do more individuals end up, after, going at it in the blogosphere with Milk 7-4, do they end up way worse off than they were before? Let me know if you concur and agree with that. And if you do or don't, do you believe that's the situation with Nina Boy as well? Did he get that Milk 7-4 curse? And with all this commentary that I'm laying out regarding Spider Loc, Compton Menace, Milk 7-4, Nina Boy, etc., as always, I got to put it out there to y'all. You know what I'm saying? J Coffee Talk is just on his media-ish. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no gangster or nothing like that. I'm a square, I'm an internet nerd, you feel me? Like, I want no smoke, I'm telling, I always gotta let it, put it out there like that, you know what I'm saying? Coffee, just doing my media 1-2 thing, right? When speaking of these different situations, like particularly Milk and Nina Boy, we're talking about it from a blogosphere perspective as content creators in this YouTube landscape, because as I always point out, a lot of different worlds intersect and overlap in this current state of, the entertainment world, the YouTuber world, hip hop in the streets and the internet. We even see gang culture in the internet intersecting and overlapping, the news in the streets. Like, it's wild times, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting it out there to y'all that's what we're talking about regarding this. And to close it out, man, we got one last viral video for y'all. God damn, you guys see this BMX gone wrong. Dude wiped out, went over the guardrail or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I had to cut it before the very end, as that was like, that itch got ugly. But man, I hope dude's okay. Comment if y'all know who that is. And for those who do keep up on this X Games type ish, is that light work as far as for someone wiping out or whatever you want to call it, or was that a bad one? Tap in, let me know. But that's all I got on this one, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. It's been another episode of J Coffee Talk. Daily videos talking music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. Hit them buttons, hit them comments, and I'm gone.